probably hasn't been as much as many plays being made and high-end quality opportunities. And I think we're just staying with it and being patient with the game, getting ourselves on the right side of it. Where over the course of the game, you wear the opponent down, you build yourself a lead, and put yourself in a good spot to get the result and get a win. So I just like how we're just being really well balanced, and at times when other team grabs momentum or makes a push, we're defending really well. Good unit as five, and a lot of things that I've liked is just the chatter on the bench and things like that in the locker room, just where the mindset is, and each and every line, every deep pairing, going out there and just playing as a unit, and us building our identity that way as a team. So something we got to continue to stick with. It's a never-ending cycle of trying to improve and get better and find areas and maintaining a certain level of play and execution. So, and probably at the top of that list, goaltending's been outstanding. So
I'm not sure when they're going to play, but kind of looking forward to see what Connor Drew and Jani Hakanpaa can do when they get into that.
Yeah, just like I said, continue adds to the depth and the skill sets we have within our team. Just makes us that much better. So those guys put a lot of work in. It's been a long journey. So really excited seeing them back here and pushing hard every day, and just been great teammates so far, and obviously really supportive from not being in the lineup, but they're doing everything they can to get themselves ready.
I don't know. I think just playing within the structure and just trying to execute when it comes to that. And I think if we play like we can and we play a way that we feel comfortable within the structure, we're going to try to slow teams down.
The more it happens, what does it do? I know what it does for the team's confidence, but just continue to grow and grow. That this is all working.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a process. There's going to be nights where the offense is really clicking, and there's going to be nights where it's a bit more of a low-scoring grind. And I think it's just about being comfortable in all situations. And now is a good time to work through that. And so I think we've done a good job so far.
Pardon me for joining late, but curious what Jani Hakanpaa can bring to the blue line when he gets in there?
Yeah, big guy, very strong, very good defensively, long stick, obviously experienced and, good shutdown guy. So, obviously we'd be happy to have him.
What have you made of how Oliver's slid in this year?
Yeah, he's been great. I think he's got a few qualities and a few skills that are very underrated. He's kind of fit right in, and he's played extremely well. And being his partner the last little while, I think it's been good, and we're going to continue to work at it, continue to try to get better, and it's been a lot of fun.
Has the extent to his physicality surprised you at all?
We kind of knew that he had that to his game, but I think you're surprised by it a little bit. And he's extremely good defensively. He has a great stick, so he has a lot going for him.
I know back to obviously, what's around all five of these new guys that come in and really make an impact right away? They're, sometimes a new player joins a team in the offseason, it takes a while to get going, but it hasn't with these guys. What do you think?
It's been good. I think it's a testament to the coaching and the structure. It's a good training camp. You can, come in, try to get comfortable, and get situated, and you just, you hope you can just start rolling. And I think these guys have done a really good job. They put in a lot of work, and it's obviously paying off.
Saying is waiting is the hardest part. Like, what is this kind of time like for you?
Well, it's kind of like it's been throughout the whole process. It's just day by day. You do your best each and every day, and then see what the next day brings with. So I think once you get close, it gets easier too, because it's close. So it's not like you don't know it's so far. So you kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, and then it's nice, you be around with the boys and all that. So it's all good.
When you do come back, do you expect to be playing every day, or is like you've talked about managing it? Do you feel like it's going to be some games off here and there type thing?
I guess we're just gonna wait and see. To be honest, I think nobody really knows how it's going to be. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then again, I think it's just a day-to-day process here.
You've been obviously practicing a lot. What stands out about Lane Lambert's penalty kill and how you can fit in there?
Well, I think good. I think just use my reach, use my size in there. I think that's what I always try to do on the kill. Obviously, it's a little different than what we did in Dallas, but it's always you come into a new team. There's little adjustments here and there. You gotta work on and make sure you're dialed into those and then just go and play. Trust your instincts. Yeah.
Johnny and Connor sort of almost back ready to go. Will they bring when they come in, and when would you anticipate getting to use them?
Yeah, they're both. Hakanpaa still has to be cleared, but Dewar's good to go. They're obviously different positions. Dewar's a worker up front, penalty killer, brings energy, physicality to the game. I saw him quite a bit in Minnesota when I was coaching St. Louis, so I knew him pretty well watching him. So he can add some for sure. And Hawk, he's a big guy back there, kills a lot of plays, and very good on the penalty kill over the years. And just the size of him makes it hard for people to get to our net. And he plays a pretty hard physical game too.
Gather the news isn't as bad on Max Pacioretty as you probably felt feared on Saturday night, but still.
Well, it's bad enough, that's for sure. I mean, that's a loss. I mean, this guy was playing good hockey for us. Really, that power forward hockey with his physicality and his ability to hang on to pucks in the offensive zone, score some goals and things like that. So it's unfortunate for him and us. I feel for him, with the injuries over the years he's had the last few years, and but he'll grind through it. He's a worker and a very good pro. He'll get back.
Is there any concern Domi or Nylander won't be available tomorrow?
I don't think so. It's maintenance more than anything. So I think they're both going to be available.
How much does not having Pacioretty at all? Does it just mix up what you do line-wise, or you just stick with the pairs, or how do you kind of manage?
I'll stick with pairs, but we definitely have to mix it up a little bit, right? Put somebody back in that spot, somebody that's a player that of his caliber and type that we need on that line. So that's just things we're going to have to tinker with a little bit and find the right fit.
Austin hadn't been producing as he usually does earlier this season. How much do you think the injury kind of impacted that?
Well, that's a question for him more than me, but nobody's going to make excuses, especially him. I mean, I've talked before about Austin's play before he's been out was very good in my opinion. I get the goals weren't going in, but the chances were there. And the 200-foot play was excellent. So there's a lot of good going on there. I know the goals weren't going in, and that's what most people focus on, and we need him to score goals. I get that, but his play was really good.
How important to get this behind him at this stage of the season versus, like Tree was just telling us he's probably doubtful for tomorrow. Behind the scenes, how important is it for the organization to have this kind of not be an issue moving forward?
Well, it's very important. We're all trying to figure it out and work on it and make sure that we get him back and this thing doesn't occur again over the course of the year. It's not something you want lingering on, especially him throughout the season. So we're trying to do our best to not allow that to happen.
Same thing you had in the training camp.
Is it the same? Is it the same issue? Yeah, I guess it's probably part of it. Yeah.
What are you seeing on the power play? Like, how different is the feel, I guess, right now?
Well, the feel is, if you look at, you guys aren't looking at the video like we are and looking at it real closely. If you look at, you see the two guys at the net inside on all these goals. And to me, that's the biggest difference. But also we're just attacking downhill, and with those two guys at the net and the rebounds and the puck play, like you get loose pucks and you score goals off it, right? So it's just more of an attack mentality downhill, but the numbers at the net are the key.
It's two guys at the net. Is that different than the typical 1-3-1 formation? Or is it just
It's
moving
really
one?
not. I mean, it's just you're still in a 1-3-1 formation, but it's just kind of the downhill look, right? So then it ends up looking like two guys at the net. It's just a typical goal. Tavares' goal the other night. Like, he's in the right spot, gets the rebound and puts it in. So, yeah.
Does it give a sense of how significant the issue that Austin is dealing with right now is?
Yeah, no change day to day. We just want to make sure we get ahead of it and hopefully get it behind us once and for all. So he'll remain day to day. I would say he's doubtful for tomorrow. But again, skated, I can't remember the day now, skated Saturday and Sunday. And so we'll keep going down that path. couple other roster updates. Max Pacioretty, as you saw, suffered an injury. We're going to list him as week to week. Lower body injury, be on IR. I mean, it's going to be some time. He's going to miss some time, but hopefully, hopefully we can get him back. In not too distant future. Hakanpaa was out here today. He went down. Dewar joined us Saturday, I think it was. So they did their conditioning since. Hack still got to get final clearance here after that, but touch wood, everything seems to be moving in the right direction on that one too. I think that's it. Yarny, yeah, Yarny's is. It's been slow, and I'd say he had a setback over the weekend, and so we're just going to kind of reset here. And I know he's going. I think he's going to New York to a specialist today or tomorrow to get looked at, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Is it fair to say that the injuries have given you that little bit of wiggle room you've needed to manage the roster?
Well, we've had injuries, so you're always managing your roster, but despite some people's thoughts, I think depth's a good thing. So we've got some depth, but you're going to run through 82 games. You're going to run through injuries like that, run through injuries like this. So we're just managing our way through.
Any injury is difficult, Brad. But for Max, the guy who's coming back, making an impact, and all this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, right? And he's been through a lot, and then I think he's been a real good addition to our group, and I think he's had an impact in all the games he's played in. And now the good news, Terry, is, I'll be honest with you, leaving the rink on Saturday night, I thought it was going to be longer than the news we got here this morning. So, but we'll just have to see. We'll see how he responds to treatment. But it's going to be several weeks.
All the GMs are in town, obviously, for the meetings tomorrow. How active are your conversations going to be about how their days are going and about roster conversations?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that everybody's here probably makes it a little more convenient to see guys, but I don't think it's any different than normal. You're going to have conversations. We'll have, this is a regular scheduled meeting, so we'll have an agenda to go through tomorrow, and it'll be good to catch up. Was at a couple of the events last night, David Poyle's event reception, and then Coley's dinner last night. So we saw a number of guys over the course of the last couple of days, and we'll see them again too.
Dewar getting in the mix. What's the season-long goal for a player like him?
A season-long goal? I don't know if he's just a good player. Number one for him is get up to speed. He's missed some time now. Went down, played with the Marlies last weekend, I believe it was. But it's not like he'd missed. He played in the playoffs last year, so it's just kind of getting those reps, sort of bumping and grinding. But he's a guy who we saw last year has got flexibility, can play can play all three forward positions, kill penalties, add speed. He plays with little sand in his game, so it'd be good to get him back here. Once he's ready to go.
Are you at a point where you consider bringing someone up from the Marlies?
Yeah, we'll see. We're looking at that.
Why did you decide to extend McCabe when you did?
Well, good defenseman. We felt it was a good number. They're hard to come by, and he was a guy who was eager and excited to be here. We'd worked on it for a little bit. As with all of these, there's a little arm wrestling back and forth. We landed in a good spot, and we're really happy to have him.
How do you feel about how the Liljegren situation played out and why you traded him when you did there?
Well, you look at the numbers. Lily is twofold. It was we were at 8 and 9. So the performance from some guys at camp through the start of the season, and then ultimately get him an opportunity. Right, he was sitting out for a while. It was a tough market, like to find guys. You saw Fabro on waivers yesterday. But it just ultimately, like I said, he had been sitting out a while, and we had some guys that, had put themselves ahead of him. and I just felt it was the right time and wanted to give Timmy an opportunity.
Any contract thoughts on Mitch?
Always,
say talks, I said thoughts.
I've always got lots of thoughts.